Hello everyone, welcome back to our SQL learning series. So in the previous class, we learned about subqueries in SQL where we used one query inside another query. And in that class, we covered a single row subquery, multiple row subquery with insert, update using subquery, and delete using subquery. So today we are going to learn two very important SQL concepts, which is CTE and views. So these are widely used in real world projects, reporting and dashboard development. So let's begin. So first of all, we'll understand what is CT. So CT basically stands for Common Table Expression. So it's basically a temporary result set that we can use inside a SQL query. In simple words, we'll say CT helps us write complex queries in a cleaner and more readable way. So instead of writing long nested subqueries, we can use CT. So CT starts with the with keyword. So this is the keyword for CT. So let me just give an example. We already have we already created employee table in last class. So we'll use that to understand the concept of CT. So here what I'm doing as with is the keyword for CT to start. So I'll say with, then I'll give name, hi, salary, and price. And alias as select let employee where salary is greater than 1,000. This is closed. Now I'll fetch all the records from this specific table. I copy. So what is happening here? What we are doing, we are creating a temporary table, high salary employees, where we are selecting the employees who are having salary greater than 4,000. And once the values are stored, we are fetching those records from this particular temporary created table. So as you can see, this makes the query much easier to read. Now we'll see one more example. CT with aggregate function. Okay. CT function. Please ignore the font style. So now try keyword with and say average salary. Okay. And as parenthesis start. Now select average salary from. We can also give alias here. So average salary as parenthesis close. Now we'll query this table. Now select all from where salary is greater than that average salary from a temporary table created as result. Okay, so let me explain you what exactly is happening here. So first of all, this will find the average of the salary column. Okay. Then the main query checks. Select all from employee where salaries. So let me explain you what is exactly happening here. So first of all, this finds the average of the salary column, and then the main query checks. It returns only those employees whose salary is greater than the average salary. Okay. So in simple words, first SQL finds the average salary. Then it shows employees earning more than that average salary. I hope you got the concept. So now we're moving forward and we'll see the another example. So now I hope you understood the concept of CT. Now we'll understand why CT is better than subquery. Okay. So in subquery, it's harder to do it and it is more complex for large queries. Whether in CT it is more cleaner, it is very easy to debug, it is very easy to reuse, and it is better for reports. So that is why developers prefer CTE in real projects. Now we'll talk about our next concept, which is view. So now let's understand views. A view is a virtual table created using a SQL query. So it does not store data physically, it only stores the SQL query. In simple words, view is a saved query that behaves like a table. So let's just see an example. We'll create a view example. So let's say create view employees view as let's select employee number number of and salary. So now instead of writing the full query every time, we can just use select all from employees values. So in this particular query, what we are selecting employee number, name, job, and salary from employee table. So now this view has been created. So going forward, whenever we want these information, so instead of querying this employee table, what we can do, we can just write select all from employee table. That's it. It's S. Just run it. So we got employee number, name, job, and salary. Suppose you don't want employee name, and then execute this command. We already have this. Let's just drop it. Okay. So drop view. So now it's been dropped. We'll read this. Now we have employees views. These three columns. Oh, what happened? Employees view. Select from. List from. So see, now in the employee view, we just have these three columns. So I hope you got it. Now we'll see view with condition. Condition. So again, write create view by salary as select all employee and salary greater than 4,000. Okay, I'll run this command. We have an extra See, commands completed successfully. Now I will query this one. Select all from See, so we created a view with a condition. It only fetches the record or it only fetches the employee who are having salary greater than 4,000. So now whenever we'll execute this or whenever we'll try to fetch the records from the high salary view, it will already give those employees who is having salary greater than 4,000. So we no need to again uh, write the queries from the future. We just have to run this view. Now we'll see update view. Let's comment it down. Yeah. So similarly, you can also update, modify a view using alter view saying one will alter I salary view as and where salary is greater than 5,000. See, so previously we created a view where condition was salary is greater than 4,000. Now we have altered the same view and we have changed the condition. So now when we'll execute this command, we'll get the employees who is having salary greater than 5,000. Okay. Similarly, we can also drop the view. Drop view. Suppose you don't wanna use any view anymore. So you just have to write similarly how we drop the table. Similarly, drop view. That's it. See, and now when we'll execute this query, See, saying invalid object name, saying we don't have any object called high salary view. So I hope you understood the concept of view. Now we'll talk about the difference between table and view. So the table stores data physically, whereas the view does not store data physically. Tables take storage, whereas view do not take any separate storage. Table is an actual object, whereas view is an virtual table. So this is a very common interview question. So in suppose in real project example, suppose management wants only employee salary reports. Okay, so instead of giving full employee table access, what we can do, we create a view that shows only employee name, department, salary, as we saw in our previous example. So in this one, instead of showing all the data, we what we did, we fetched the particular columns from the employee table and we created a view. So whenever we'll run this command, it will only give the data with employee number, job, and salary. Simply. So what happens? So it automatically improves security and simplicity, and this is how views are used in companies. So in today's class, we learned about what is CTE, basic CTE examples, CTE with aggregate functions. Then we learned what is a view. Then we learned to create a view, alter view, and we also learned how to drop a view. And we also learned about what is the difference between table and the view. So these topics are very important for SQL developers and interview preparation. And in the next class, we will learn window functions in which we'll be learning row number, rank, dense rank, partition by. And this is one of the most powerful SQL topics. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Let's meet you in the next class.